Will be in goal, number 20. Keeps from the stands. We'd like to welcome
back to Maclay High School. I'm Ray Carnicelli from NorthFloridaLacrosse.com. The teams have received their opening instructions, and we are ready for action here from Maclay High School. Taking the opening face-off for Maclay is number 5, senior Trip Transow, and for Ponte Vedra, number 29, the sophomore, Logan Taucher. In goal for Ponte Vedra, the All-American, number 20, Ryan Applegate. And in goal for Maclay, number 11, senior Connor Lamba. Referee doesn't like what he sees from the initial lineup, so he brings him into an up stance, and referee Kevin Leary will go back down for the face-off. There's the whistle, and there's the draw. Tied up immediately, and now it's picked up by Maclay, so possession Maclay. That's Trip Transow picking it up himself, and he finds a teammate in a little give-and-go action. And here's an opening shot off the crossbar. Very close to scoring within the opening 15 seconds for Maclay. They got an open shot as Transow, who won the face-off, dished it off to a teammate, received it back in a give-and-go, and had time and space shot, and a good ride from Maclay. And they're looking for a quick restart right here. And the referee pulls him back, and Ponte Vedra wisely calls for a horn to stop that quick whistle transition. So a good opening face-off, a good look at the goal off the crossbar, riding hard, getting the ball back in their offensive end is Maclay. Starting with the ball, that's number 2. And working it around on offense. The names you're going to look for today are Tucker Schwartz, Stephen Chase, Trip Transow, and a number of other players we'll get to throughout today's action. Here comes Transow, a long dodge, covered by Wiener, gets to the right hand, down the right alley. There's a dish to the far side, open shot. Oh, it's deflected by the defender. That was Fisher Anderson just getting his stick on the ball. That was a great time and space look right away for Schwartz from about 8 yards. Desperation lunge by Fisher Anderson knocks that ball out of bounds. It's awarded back to Maclay. Masferrer carries left-handed on the left side of the field, harassed by Evan Wiener. They're shutting off up top right now. They have a shut-off on Transow. Here's a shot from a poor angle, not the best shot in the world, easily saved by Applegate. That was Stephen Chase on the shot. And the ball is immediately cleared by Parker Eastland, dishes it off to Dalton Lemaster. Ponte Vedra going through their substitution regiment. Skips a pass. Ponte Vedra's not paying attention, and Cody Leguiza was coming out of the substitution box. The ball bounced to him. He wasn't looking, and the ball went out of bounds in front of the Ponte Vedra bench. So a turnover, unforced, sloppy error for Ponte Vedra, and it's awarded back to Maclay. Starting with the ball is Tucker Schwartz, and Nick DeMasi is in a full shut-off mode on Trip Transow right now. Ponte Vedra has 3 speedy short-stick middies who are fully capable of rotating in and out and playing a full game of shut-off lacrosse. We'll see if they try to work some off-ball picks. And there's Chase from another not the best angle shot in the world. Goes out of bounds, awarded back to Maclay. So all Maclay here to start the opening quarter of this FHSAA regional final. Here comes Schwartz, right-handed cradle, gets to the middle, back to the backside. That's Chase. A good look at the goal and a shot over the goal. But they are finding that backside, looking for Ponte Vedra to slide early and skipping it through. And it's been open 2 or 3 times just off the mark so far. So we'll keep an eye on Ponte Vedra's early slides. And here's a dodge from Axe for Maclay. Getting topside, feeds to the crease, another open player on the backside. Ball hits the ground. It's picked up by Maclay. They maintain possession. Chase carries. They're going to switch off and get the long pole. Parker Eastland, the close defender, on Chase. Running down the right alley, gets to the inside, switches to left shot, save Applegate. Boy, they're getting some great looks at the cage, and they get the rebound. So they maintain possession with 9:30 to go here in the opening quarter. No score from Maclay. It's Maclay versus Ponte Vedra, and there's a silly push from behind. Fisher Anderson, you saw the back, you saw his numbers. It was a loose ball, shoves him, and possession is awarded back to Maclay. DeMasi rushes to shut off Transow again, and here's Stephen Chase. Immediately runs straight into a double. The ball is on the ground. That's Nick Buckley fighting with Fisher Anderson for the ball. Good body check. Taking the man by DeMasi, picked up by Eastland, back to Ryan Applegate. We have 3 Applegates in the game here today. Goalie Ryan, midi Eric, and attackman Scott Applegate. So keep an eye on all three of those players. Now here's Nick DeMasi. Over to Reese Andrews, who's come on as of late and has been a serious threat, both from attack and midfield. And here's Garrett Boyle, carries left-handed. Ponte Vedra very deliberate in their substitutions. RJ Garcia on at midfield, along with Eric Applegate and Cody Leguiza. And now here's an invert with Garcia covered by Transu. Comes around the right hand, goal line extended, feeds to the crease. Garrett, score! Garrett Boyle catches the feed left-handed right in front of the goal on the doorstep, dumps it into the net, and Ponte Vedra takes a lead with 8:27 to go in the opening quarter. So it didn't take Ponte Vedra long. Maclay carried possession for most of the game so far with 8:27 remaining in the first quarter. First time down on offense, invert with Garcia from X, finds Garrett Boyle on the crease for a quick stick into the goal. 1-0 is our score. Out for the face-off is Chad Minter and Logan Taucher for Ponte Vedra. Forward face-off win for Taucher. We've got a 4-on-3 if they hurry. Taucher takes it himself, shot, save. Save by Lamba, and outlet pass. They've got numbers. Maclay's got numbers in transition if they hurry. Ponte Vedra a little late coming out of the bench, but Maclay patiently working it around. There's Chase. Over to Langford at X, carrying it right-handed. Dishes it off to Schwartz. Once again, Transu is able to get the ball as Relihan gave him a little bit of space. And here's Transu getting to the right hand, racing towards the middle of the field at the restraining line, back to the backside. Oh, and a nice check by Evan Wiener. It was a good look to the backside, but Wiener with a terrific poke check. Applegate comes out of his goal to pick it up. Upfield to Relihan. He's got Wiener in the middle of the field. Relihan drawing, 5-on-4, and they decide to slow it down and get out of that 5-on-4 as Garrett Boyle handles. Now he carries to Lemaster, trying to get topside, well defended by Maclay. And Ponte Vedra decides to back it out. Lemaster looking for his substitution, and that was Teddy Transu putting the pressure on Lemaster. Midfield line of Leguiza, Eric Applegate, and Garcia back on. Here's Eric Applegate splitting the middle, rolling back to his right. He had Lemaster on the backside. Patiently, didn't want to rush things. He'll dish it off to Leguiza. Now here's RJ Garcia on a long dodge down the right-handed alley. Shot off the foot. That was a nice save. Lamba stepped right to it. That was headed towards the lower off stick side corner, maybe the pipe. But he stepped to it and got a toe on it. Out of bounds, awarded back to Lemaster for Ponte Vedra. A little two-man game with Reese Andrews behind the goal. Lemaster feeds to the crease. Boyle again, shot, score. Almost the same thing we saw earlier. Last time it was Garcia coming around right-handed and finding Boyle on the backside. This time it was Lemaster finding Boyle on the backside for a left-handed finish, and it's 2-0, 6:55 remaining in the opening quarter, and a very fast start on offense. They are very deep. When you talk about Ponte Vedra, you talk about Reese Andrews, Dalton Lemaster, and Cody Leguiza and RJ Garcia, but you're going to see depth from Ponte Vedra. You're going to see Scott Applegate, Nick Carnicelli, Miles Silva come in at attack, and all of them are capable ball carriers and goal scorers. Now here's a forward face-off from Maclay, but it's picked up by Cecil Holly for Ponte Vedra. Good ground ball work. Lemaster carries to attack. He's pressured by Transu. Over to Logan Taucher, running into a little bit of trouble. Now he backs it out and finding Lemaster to midfield to Zabuni. Another speedy threat from the midfield. Jason Randolph comes on, along with Scott Applegate, who spends a lot of time at attack, comes on at midfield. He does draw the long pole. Scott Applegate, the converted attackman with the long pole, and the ball is carried behind Reese Andrews. Ball is on the ground, picked up by Andrews, running hard to get to the front of the cage. One-handed cradle, clears through Applegate, over to Randolph. Behind the goal to Boyle. Boyle left-handed, goal line extended, getting topside, feeds to the backside. He had Andrews. It skips through to Zabuni. Zabuni left-handed cradle, splits back to the right. Down low, and Andrews can't handle it. Good body check from Transu. Comes up with the ground ball under pressure. Backs out. Very smart, heady play by Transu. That's Teddy, the sophomore. Carries across the midfield line. He's going to be picked up by Parker Eastland as Maclay comes through their substitution routine. Backing it out. See if they find that shutoff for Transu. He's wide open up at the midfield line. DeMasi races over towards him as Ponte Vedra tries to sort this defense out. And here comes Maclay, another backside feed shot, rip save right in Applegate's stick. It was a good look from Chase, but Applegate had it covered. Great outlet pass on the run, in stride to Nick Zabuni, carrying across the midfield line into the offensive end. He's got a little give-go opportunity here, and then he gets it back, shot, score! That's the give-go we talk about. He finds Dalton LeMaster, continues to cut through off ball, and it's a great shot down low for Nick Zabuni, and Ponte Vedra is up 3-0 with 5:12 to go. We're going to go ahead and take a break. You're listening to the FHSAA North Regional Final on FM 92.5.
From the 2013 F Owners take the field after the first time out of the game.
Welcome back to Maclay High School for tonight's FHSAA North Regional Final. Ponte Vedra 3, Maclay nothing. 5:12 to go in the opening quarter. Very fast tempo for Ponte Vedra on offense. I love the way they played that slow break. They didn't necessarily have a fast break. They didn't pull it out. Zabuni coming down on the break, hit the point man, LeMaster, and continued cutting towards the goal. Received a perfect pass in stride and fired it down low past Lamba. Ponte Vedra's up 3-0. Nice face-off win immediately for Transu. So he's got the ball covered by Logan Toucher. That might be a matchup they want to expose. Ponte Vedra quickly puts Evan Weiner, the long stick, on Transu. We'll see if the shorty goes to shut him off. They're off ball right now. They're not shutting off Transu. Now Evan Weiner steps up the pressure way out of the box, almost up near the midfield line. A lot of confidence from Weiner to go and chase that far away from the goal. There's a pass that hits the deck, immediately picked up by Schwartz. Back out to Transu. He's going to get ahead of steam down the right alley. He's got to watch that trail check from Weiner. He gets by it, shot, save Applegate, and Weiner's open, streaking towards the midfield line. This is going to be a 5-on-4 if they hurry. 5-on-3. There's a pass, another pass down low to Andrews, and a great check coming in late, and the ball goes out of bounds. That was Jimmy Wheeler, the freshman, getting his cross on the shooter Andrew's stick just as he was freeing up his hands to shoot. Goes out of bounds. It is awarded back to Ponte Vedra and Garrett Boyle. So good ball movement, good recognition by Applegate to find Weiner almost at the midfield line, hits him in stride. They run the break to perfection, and just a good defensive play by Jimmy Wheeler to break up that shot. 4:19 to go, 3-0 Ponte Vedra. Boyle back to Reese Andrews behind the goal. The X position, as we'll refer to it. Left-handed cradle. Gets a pick from LeMaster, trying to get topside. Here's Leguiza with time and space. There's a shot, sails it over the goal. He's got some heat.
Shot high.
I'll use my internal radar gun and clock that one at about 92 miles an hour. Ball's going to come in behind the goal. LeMaster carrying left-handed. Gets to the right. Goal line extended. Looking to skip it through. Got to watch Applegate up top. He's got his head up. Garcia trying to split to the middle. There's a shot from space. Shot scored. Down low. Bounce shot. Gets it past Lamba. And it is 4-0. In today's keys to the game that I posted on NorthFloridaLacrosse.com, one of the things that I mentioned was test the goalie early. No offense to any goalies. I'm a former goalie, but you want to shake his confidence. Those are good, hard bounce shots, good looks at the goal. And if you start getting a couple in, the goalie can question himself. Make him make saves. If he starts making the saves, then be a little more careful and cautious, but force him to make the saves. And that was R.J. Garcia on another bounce shot. So we've had 2 bounce shots from distance and 2 quick sticks on the doorstep goals for Ponte Vedra. And here's a face-off. Oh, good ground ball. Great ground ball, but the ball is immediately checked away. That was Teddy Transu on the ground ball. Now it's picked up by Augie Relihan to Boyle. Another give-go. Oh, and the ball is checked away. I like the way Ponte Vedra's keeping their head up early. Ground ball. Ooh, hockey move by Toucher to knock it into space. It's picked up to by LeMaster, running out of trouble. Curls away from pressure. Dumps it off to Toucher. Over to Zabuni. Zabuni, left-handed cradle, down the right alley now, right-handed, back to Reese Andrews, who's going to back out and look for a pick help, 2-man game from LeMaster. Now he dishes it off to Applegate, and this is a good matchup for Ponte Vedra. Applegate's an attackman who likes to dodge from behind. He's got the shorty on him, so let's see if he carries it behind, is able to match up with the shorty, and he does have that matchup at goal line extended now. That's Mansferrer, Javier, right-handed cradle by Applegate. Now the pole switches off of him and puts the ball on the ground, so a good switch by Andres Mansferrer. And he comes up with a nice ground ball. Great ground ball technique so far from Maclay. A lot of pressure on this ride. Zabuni hassling Lamba behind the goal. Now he finds an open player. Andres Mansferrer upfield. Great pass to the midfield line to Javier, brother to brother. A nice little spin out of trouble. But Ponte Vedra does a great job of settling in, recognizing. Now he's got an open man streaking towards the goal. Oh, and it's just off the mark. Nobody from Ponte Vedra saw that on the backside. But the ball goes out of bounds off of a Maclay player, so it's awarded to Ponte Vedra. Maclay has open looks on the backside. They're trying to skip it through those early slides from Ponte Vedra and relying on Applegate. Ponte Vedra has been able to withstand a few great scoring opportunities. So Eric Applegate, the sophomore midi, is all the way down, almost to the goal line, passes it to brother Ryan. Flips it over the top to Parker Eastland. He's got Nick Buckley, the close defender, across the midfield line. Very adept stick handler. He's got a little pressure now. Just needs to knock it to one of those wide open attackmen. And they're going to say he was playing the ball with his free hand. So he batted it with his free hand, which is not legal. It's just a violation and a change in possession. Illegal touching is what it's referred to as. So Maclay attacking the midfield line, trying to clear. Good heavy pressure from Ponte Vedra. And a nice job by Maclay. That's Jeff Auger racing across the midfield line. Dishes it off to a teammate. Lewis Langford gets the touch into the offensive end, so Maclay is set up on offense now. That's Chase. Over to Langford. Pressure out there from Ponte Vedra early. That's Nick Nerling in at close defense. Or excuse me, long stick midi. And here's a run by Chase on the left side of the goal. Or Schwartz. Schwartz getting inside. Nice inside move. Shot. Save Applegate. A great move and a lunge to get to the front of the goal by Schwartz. And Applegate plays such great position and blocked that shot. Good hustle by both teams on that shot. But it's going to be awarded back to Maclay, and a smart horn by the coaching staff and getting the ball into the stick of Transu on the inbounds, and he splits back to the middle, trying to run through another slide. Now he dishes it off to Chase. He's got a man up top. Ponte Vedra does a nice job recovering. That was a nice move by Transu to get to the front of the goal. Ponte Vedra played great defense. Now here's Buckley, applying heavy lumber, dishes it off over to Schwartz. Deliberate offense here by Maclay. And there's Chase, rolls back. He likes to get to that left hand. He'll certainly shoot it righty, but prefers that left-handed shot. And Parker Eastland's doing a nice job on him right now. It's a sophomore on a junior covering a sophomore. And Schwartz comes up with it. Feed to the crease, shot, score, Chase! They caught him ball watching. They caught Ponte Vedra ball watching. They skipped it through to the far pipe. And Chase with an acrobatic aerial quick stick on a perfect feed from Schwartz. So Maclay is on the board, 4-1. Ponte Vedra leads, 35 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, and that was a great pass. And we talked about Maclay keeping their head up, looking for the backside opportunities and getting chances, and we saw him capitalize. He got it on goal. Applegate was in good position, but he had to make that step from pipe to pipe, right to left. And Chase with just a beautiful finish in front of the goal. And here's a forward face-off win for Ponte Vedra, and that's Coucher. Here's a break, and the ball is dropped, and Carnicelli hits the deck. Couldn't handle the ball. Check came in and took a hit, a little bit of a high hit. They're going to call a loose ball push on that, so it's not a time-serving penalty, but it is going to be awarded to Ponte Vedra. A little sloppy ball handling by the Sharks there, but they get the benefit of that push call. And here comes Garcia over to Leguiza. Splits back to the middle, trying to get it to his right hand, and he drops the ball. Ball is loose. Good man ball. Lacrosse by both teams here, and a ground ball in space with speed. Comes up Maclay ball. And Maclay moves it to the open man, and they've got an opportunity here as time expires in the opening quarter. At the end of the first quarter, our score is Ponte Vedra 4, Maclay 1. We'll be back for second quarter action. You're listening to the FHSAA Regional Finals on FM 92.5.
Friday, May 3rd. Check FHSAA.org.
St. Andrews in the third quarter. Very close game. Columbus Catholic has led most of the first half. And there's the face-off win for Coucher and Ponte Vedra. So they're carrying it in the offensive end. Heavy pressure once again being applied by Maclay. Reese Andrews controls the ball for Ponte Vedra behind their goal, looking for the substitutes to come in. A low pass handled by R.J. Garcia. Nice job moving to the ball. Now he's got a invert set. He's the short stick midi coming behind the goal, covered by a short stick midi. That's Transu. Well defended, tried to skip it through, and a great defensive play on that by Maclay. Javier Masferrer. And the ball is picked up by Lamba. He finds Transu. Nice little swim move, gets across the midfield line, carrying it to the offensive end. He's got a man open in the middle, skips it to the second man. There's Schwartz from distance, save Applegate. Boy, he had two options cutting towards the goal. I thought he was going to hit the man in front, but he skipped it over to Schwartz, who let a rocket fly, handled by the difference maker, Ryan Applegate. Now here's Eric Applegate carrying it into the offensive end. Good hustle back. Now he splits to the middle, draws, dumps. Andrews shot, score, short side goal. Andrews from Eric Applegate. So a fantastic job of Applegate recognizing that slide. He redodged, drew the defender. Reese Andrews, without a great angle, just squeezed it by that near side pipe of Lamba. And Ponte Vedra regains a 4-goal lead. Our score is 5-1, 10:43 to go. So Ponte Vedra is firing on all cylinders on offense right now. I don't think Maclay needed the slide right there. Applegate had a nice defense. He split back to his left. The slide came, he kept his head up, drew the defender, bounced it over to Reese Andrews with a strong finish. Here's our face-off. Push forward, immediately picked up out of the air by Taucher. Here's a 4-on-3. Skip pass across to the left side. Oh, Boyle, double clutch. Now he shot wide, backed up by Ponte Vedra. Boyle showed a little patience there. I don't know, he caught it left-handed right in front of the goal. Didn't like what he saw, so patiently double clutched it. Then he sailed one over the goal, which is a good miss because Reese Andrews was there to back it up. So Ponte Vedra has possession, back on offense. Andrews to Zabuni. Very dangerous, speedy player. I really like when he gets involved in the offense. Now here's Dalton Lemaster. He gets topside. Question mark shot, save. Great save by Lamba. It was about shoulder-high shot. He moved his hands across his body to block it with his gloves. Good focus. Andrews working a two-man game with Lemaster. Pick and roll. Gets topside, left-handed shot over the goal. He beat his man to the topside. Was unable to pull that one down on cage. Backed up by Ponte Vedra. Lemaster will bring the ball in. Lemaster carrying it left-handed. Getting back to the front of the goal. Skips it across to Zabuni, over to Applegate. Here's that matchup, shorty on shorty. He decides not to go. Applegate passes it to Andrews, working through a Lemaster pick. Back to his left, skips it across to the backside. Zabuni pulls it down, penetrates, shot, scores! Zabuni! Nick Zabuni getting involved in the offense. And a great look on that backside. Caught the ball about 8 yards in front of the goal. His man was lunging at him. Face dodge, ducks down under, and another bounce shot past Lamba. And Ponte Vedra has a 6-1 lead, 9:48 to go in the opening half.
Concession stand. No line. Please run to the concession stand.
Boy, this Ponte Vedra offense is playing as well as they've played all year. 6 goals with 9:48 to go in the opening quarter. And a good face-off win, another key to the game. Logan Taucher controlling the ball from the face-off backs. Picks it up himself, touches it in. Right back to the hot hand, Nick Zabuni, the senior. Trotting across the field, gets it into the offensive end. He'll bounce it over to Boyle. When I say bounce it over, I don't mean literally bouncing it. Just making that next pass behind the goal to Reese Andrews. Right-handed cradle. He likes going lefty and righty. That's what's so dangerous about him. Now there's a good defense by Maclay. Ball bounces, picked up by Lemaster, trying to get topside. He's got a man on the crease, skips it through to Zabuni from distance, just wide. He's feeling it. Zabuni's feeling it. Now that was about a 15-yard shot. Little sidearm, force it to go wide. Reese Andrews from behind the goal, left-handed cradle, running through that pick from Lemaster. Now he's got topside, takes a step, shot, save. Lamba held his post that time. Andrews tried to go on that short side, but Lamba did a nice job of holding to that pipe, outlet pass, and Maclay's back on offense now, trailing 6-1, 8:45 to go in the opening half. Chase. 2 passes later, it's in the cross of Tucker Shorts. Now we've got the shutoff going on Transu by Zabuni, but Transu is able to come up with the ball, attempting a long dodge. running across the middle of the field, very early slide, and they try to skip it through, and it's intercepted by Eric Applegate, and Ponte Vedra's got numbers again. They've got a 5-on-4. Applegate to Randolph. Back to Randolph. Shot, left-handed shot, not the best shot in the world, and it goes wide. And good hustle by Lamba, but it's going to be backed up by Andrews. Lamba was closing on that backup, but Andrews was closer to the line when it went out of bounds. So Reese Andrews is going to carry it in. They're looking for this shorty-on-shorty matchup. Eric Applegate on Trip Transu. He's going to carry it behind. We'll see if Maclay tries to switch off and get that pull on Eric Applegate. They don't, so we have a true invert, shorty-on-shorty behind the goal. See if they do that little man, big man pick game, and they are. Zabuni. Excuse me, that's Lemaster. Applegate keeps it, rolls back to his left, dishes it off to Lemaster. They switch, playing sides. Lemaster now taking a run at it. There's a feed to the backside. Behind the back, goal! Cody Leguiza caught it right-handed, decided to double clutch and pull it down behind the back, and Leguiza scores a behind-the-back goal.
Goal by number 18, Cody Leguiza.
7-1. 7:33 to go. There's a time and a place for a behind-the-back shot like that, and that was the perfect time and place. You're coming from the middle of the goal, losing angle, so you go behind the back to improve that angle, and Cody Leguiza is very adept at that shot. Improved his angle with the behind-the-back shot. Nothing showy about it. It was the right thing to do, and our score is 7-1. 7:33 to go in the opening half. Coucher on the face-off. And he picks it up. Nice face-off win. Another great face-off win for Coucher. Lewis Langford was taking that draw for Maclay. Coucher dishes it off to Garcia, and he's going to carry the ball in the offensive box. He's carrying it 2X. He has a long pole on him, so we have a midi covered by a long pole. They're looking to draw and dump. Beat your man, force a player to come to you and skip it through to the open man where the slide came from. Leguiza's locked and loaded, calling for the ball up high. Garcia comes himself. Now he skips it through to Leguiza, steps into it. Now he draws a double. Good movement. There's Andrews. Time and space. Shot, score! Andrews from about 8 yards out. Little too much aggressiveness from Maclay. Double teaming when they don't need to. And our score is 8-1, and we're going to go ahead and take a break. With 6:45 to go in the opening half, Ponte Vedra 8, Maclay 1.
Let's go, Marauder fans. Let's go, Marauder fans.
Tonight's game in the 2013 FHSAA Lacrosse Championship is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with membership of more than 780 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship. That's a face-off win for Maclay, trailing 8-1, 6:31 to go in the opening half. Maclay called that timeout to try to regroup and stop the bleeding. They get the face-off win and get the ball into the offensive end, so it's an opportunity for them to settle down, control possession, keep it away from the dangerous Ponte Vedra players. And that's Stephen Chase with some nifty stick work. Shot, and he pulls it wide. Backed up by Maclay. Luke Langford behind the goal in good position. About 3 yards wide to the near side on that lefty shot. Langford, right-handed cradle, covered well by Nick Buckley. Putting the pressure on, throwing lumber. Ponte Vedra looks like they're a little later to slide, holding on those backside slides earlier. And there's a double clutch from Schwartz. Now he feeds a crease. That's a shot just off the mark. That was another great look.
Torgerson with the shot
Maclay
on
has
goal.
had their chances. That was Carter Torgerson, who just pulls it about 3 inches wide. Ball goes out of bounds, backed up by Maclay. Trip Transu. Evan Wiener now slides over to him. Transu trying to get topside shot over the goal, just off the mark.
Transu shot
You have to be
high.
precise. You have to aim for the corners when you're shooting against Ryan Applegate. You do need to test him as well. Get those shots on cage, make him make the save. Langford, covered by Eastland. Little stick fake. Gets position, shot just wide again. And they're going to
by
call a crease
Langford goes
violation as he
wide.
stepped in after he followed through on that shot. So he had a nice move there, got to the front of the goal and just shot wide. He was starting to get some heavy pressure, but another good job of backing up the shot. That was a crease violation, so Ryan Applegate's going to start with the ball. Ryan, the goalie, senior All-American. Long pass across the field to Eastland under pressure, showing some butt end, but steps across the midfield line. And they're going to say that, we've got a timeout black. Ponte Vedra calls timeout. 8-1 is our score. We're listening to the FHSAA 2013 North Regional Final on WJXL FM 92.5. Welcome back to Maclay High School. I'm Ray Carnicelli from NorthFloridaLacrosse.com, and we have an 8-1 score. Ponte Vedra on top, 5:18 to go in the opening half. Ponte Vedra has the ball following their timeout. Referees have the teams back on the field. The ball will be starting with Cody Lagiza. He's on the midfield line with Eric Applegate and RJ Garcia. Now here's a matchup. Lagiza with the short stick covering him behind the goal. His short stick stays with him through the pick. Now there's a skip to the backside. One more pass. Nope, Applegate holds it. Now over to LeMaster. Patiently pulls it back. LeMaster's going to take a run with the pick from Andrews. Keeps it. Left-handed skip pass up top. Applegate steps into one shot. Score! Eric Applegate on the goal. Ponte Vedra scores again, moving the ball faster than the defense, drawing and dumping. And Ponte Vedra now leads 9-1. Another low shot. Applegate had time to step into that one, and he's got a cannon. He's a 10th grader. Time and space. Stepped into maybe 12 to 10 yard and stepped into it, and really not much that Lamba could do on that one. Time and space shot from a guy like Eric Applegate, puts it down at his ankles, and our score is 9-1. 4:52 to go in the game. Here's the face-off. Coucher. Got an illegal procedure against Coucher. So Transu thought it was called on him. He now picks up the ball and engage in the offense. There's Chase up top, trying to get him a matchup on a shorty right now, and he does. He's on, covered by Cecil Holly. They're trying to switch off of him. A little late recognition. Cecil Holly, and there's Chase. Low angle off the far pipe. Another great chance, and a great ground ball by Evan Weiner. Under pressure, passes it up to Coucher. To LeMaster. So on attack now we have Carnicelli, LeMaster, and Boyle. Talked about their depth all over the field, particularly at attack, moving a number of capable players in and out on offense. There's LeMaster. Now it looks like Maclay's pressing out a lot further, especially on the attackmen. I don't want to call it shutting off, but there's not a lot of room to run once these attackmen get the ball. Here's Garrett Boyle behind the goal. LeMaster's uncovered right now. I don't know if they're in some type of zone here. There's Boyle carrying it through. Boyle carries it through X. To Carnicelli. Carry. He's under pressure. Got to keep moving. Skips it. Nice pass over to Zabuni. Now back to Reese Andrews. He's dangerous from up top. We've seen him dodging from behind. Now he's up top, running down the left alley. Left-handed cradle shot. Oh, what a great shot. I believe Lamba got a piece of that. Left-handed rip just off the goalie's hip. Ball goes out of bounds. Awarded back to Ponte Vedra as Garrett Boyle backs it up. Boyle running hard to the goal line extended. Oh, great defense that time. And the ball is on the ground. Jimmy Wheeler comes up with the check. It's a loose ball. Tremendous ground ball by Garrett Boyle. We've got a timeout, Ponte Vedra, so we're going to go ahead and take another break. You're listening to the 2013 FHSAA North Regional Final on FM 92.5. North Florida Lacrosse High School Game of the Week. I want to thank some special sponsors who made this broadcast possible. Bogey Grill. You want to find me on a Saturday or Sunday during football season, Bogey Grill. Not those little skimpy wings. Good quality wings. Cold beverages, lots of TVs, great space, great atmosphere. Bogey Grill in Ponte Vedra Beach. Want to thank some people who helped make this broadcast possible. Spencer Lowe, special shout out to the generous Brian and Carol Lichty, Frank and Linda Weiner, and John Awad. Thank you very much for making this special broadcast possible. Ponte Vedra on offense. Zabuni to Reese Andrews. Coming down the middle of the field, up high, splits back to his right, dropped the ball, no check came through, the ball is on the ground. Let's see how hard Ponte Vedra rides to get this back. Rangers, that might be called a push. Nope, Carnicelli comes up with the ground ball. He's double teamed, tries to swim through, and he's pulled down. Ponte Vedra does come up with it, and they are offsides. They were offsides. The referee finally called it a little bit late. But when Buckley went over for Ponte Vedra to chase after that ground ball, the Ponte Vedra attackman who was over the midfield line stepped back across, so just a little lack of communication. So good aggressive defense from Maclay. Gets the ball back. 9-1 is our score. 2:42 to go in the opening half. Chase carries for Maclay, guarded by Parker Eastland. Running hard. Looks like Ponte Vedra might switch into a little bit of a backside zone here, as Maclay just desperately trying to get back in this game, trailing 9-1. Just working it around patiently. Ponte Vedra does such a good job of clogging up the middle of the field. Maclay's had some success looking for the backside, trying to get in tight. Parker Eastland, great defense on Chase. Lunges, dives, and he's in the crease. Parker Eastland played such great defense there. Chase had nowhere to go except back it out or dive into the crease. He chose diving into the crease. That's a turnover.
Ends up in the crease.
Ponte Vedra ball.
Sharks ball.
Applegate, Ryan Applegate, the goalie, controls behind his own goal. He jogs it up. He has 2 goals on the season, does goalie Ryan Applegate, and these weren't garbage goals. These were quality goals for Applegate, so he's not afraid to clear. Very adept at stick handling. Smart play by Ponte Vedra, waiting for an attackman to come back across for Cody Legiza to clear. Over to Carnicelli. Back to Boyle, to Lemaster. So Ponte Vedra has the ball back. We're at the 1:30 mark of the opening half. Eric Applegate, left hand carrying, covered by Trip Transu. Shorty on shorty is Applegate trying to invert without drawing the long pole. We got a little man, big man, 2-man game behind the goal. And Applegate, it's a little bit of a cross-check hold there that doesn't get called. If he continues to do that, I have a feeling they will call that. Now there's Applegate, great move. Backside feed was open, Lemaster can't handle it. Garcia picks up the ground ball for Ponte Vedra, over to Legiza. Legiza behind the goal to Boyle. Now he's going to get an assist on a pick from Lemaster. Comes back to the left side, trying to get topside. Boyle over to Applegate, to Carnicelli, shot, save! What a great save down low by Lamba, in tight on Carnicelli. Good in congested passing in tight space by Ponte Vedra, but good save by Lamba. Now the ball's on the ground. Good ground ball, immediately double teamed by Nick Buckley. Ball is picked up. That's going to be Schwartz. Gets to the front, shot, save! No goal, shot, goal! Schwartz does a nice little face dodge, gets to the front, bounces it past Applegate, and Maclay gets a boost here with 25 seconds to go in the opening half. 9-2 is our score. So Schwartz came at that dodge with a head of speed, did a nice little face dodge, ran right by his guy, got to about the 6-yard mark, and slammed the ball past Applegate. Bounce shot, goal. 9-2. Again, you're listening to the FHSAA North Regional Final between Ponte Vedra and Maclay. And that's a ground ball. Just to go over a little lacrosse terminology, I'm getting some questions via Twitter and text messaging. Time and space shot means that nobody's covering him. He's got time to catch the ball, look at the goal, step into it. Here's a ground ball picked up by Maclay. Skips it back across the middle. Here's Chase with an opportunity. Splits back to his right, shot over the goal. That would have been good. The horn sounded for the end of the second half.
Chase with a shot gone high.
Sails over the goal. Our score is 9-2. And before we go to commercial break, just wanted to let you know that the Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make. Anna Lee, can you just go one here?
Ready to Ransu and Nearling facing off.
Back to the action at Maclay High School in Tallahassee, Florida. Our score is Ponte Vedra 9, Maclay 2. Off the opening face-off, Maclay owned possession. After a forced pass is intercepted by Ryan Applegate, he runs it across the midfield line into the offensive end, dishes it off to Garrett Boyle, and Ponte Vedra's back in business on offense. That's Garrett Boyle carrying, racing towards the goal line extended, right-handed cradle. Heavy pressure coming from Maclay. Ball is dished off to R.J. Garcia, up to Cody Lagiza, to Eric Applegate. So Eric Applegate going to have a run at the short stick midi, decides to pass it behind the goal to Reese Andrews, directly behind the goal, that area we call X. Reese Andrews rolls back, great check comes in by Andres Masferrer. Ponte Vedra comes up with the ball, does a nice job of moving off the ground ball. Now here's a give-go. Here's Reese Andrews' shot, check comes in, deflects it away. That was Teddy Transu. Ponte Vedra picks up the ground ball, and they once again have possession here. As the sun is setting, lights are on. Backside pass to Andrews. He's got space. Oh, and another nice check comes in late. The errant shot is caught out of midair by Dalton Lemaster. Now he's re-dodging. He's got a shorty, and it's a rat check. Ball comes away, and it's picked up by Lamba for Maclay, the goaltender, racing out of his own end, out of the restraining area, across the midfield line. He's got a little grass in front of him to run. Ponte Vedra looked a little bit offsides there, got away with one, it looks like. Ball goes out of bounds, so Ponte Vedra's going to get possession back as Lamba takes that long jog back from one end to the other. Ryan Applegate, the goalie, lobs a pass over the top to Cody Lagiza. The midi clears it up to midfield, caught by Nick Buckley in stride. Got a little 2-on-1, races, splits the defenders, pulls it down, shot over the goal. What a great look for the long stick defender, close defender. They dream about those. They wake up in the middle of the night wishing they could be 8 yards in front of the goal, uncovered with a shot, and he just tried a high bouncer and bounced it a little too high. Eric Applegate to Cody Lagiza, 9-2, 9:15 to go in the third quarter. Got some scores out there I'd like to share with you. Ponte Vedra women, Ponte Vedra girls trail Bartram Trail 9-7 at the half in a regional final in girls lacrosse. St. Andrews defeated Columbus Catholic 16-11 in the South Regional Final. So that St. Andrews moves on to the Final Four. Nothing new there. Now there's Applegate penetrating, wheeling. Nice save by Lamba on a down low shot.
Saved by Lamba.
Oh, timing pattern, and it's caught. Great outlet pass by Lamba. Maclay on offense. That was Lewis Langford catching it in traffic. Oh, and they're got a whistle here. Timeout, Maclay. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. Our score is Ponte Vedra 9, Maclay 2 in the 2013 FHSAA North Regional Final on FM 92.5.
State Championship Tournament.
Maclay High School. I'm Ray Carnicelli from NorthFloridaLacrosse.com. If you have any questions or comments you'd like me to, if I'm missing something you'd like to know, you can send me a tweet at North Florida Lax on Twitter. Our score is 9-2, 8:33 remaining in the third quarter. Teams are coming back onto the field out of a timeout. And Maclay is on offense. That's Trip Transu taking the ball from the opening of this timeout. Splits past Nick DeMasi. Slide comes early as Evan Wiener comes over to help. Recovered by DeMasi. And here comes Schwartz spinning, loses his footing. He's covered by Fisher Anderson. Now there's a shot, deflected, save Applegate. That was another good look by Transu. Applegate shows why he's an All-American. Gets the ground ball. Now he's racing towards the midfield line. Throws a little how you doing fake. Runs straight up. He's got a man open. That's Reese Andrews on the doorstep. Shot, score! Assist Applegate. Assist Ryan Applegate. The goalie runs end to end.
Number 24,
does a
Reese
nice little dodge through
Andrews,
space.
assisted by the
Draws
goalie,
a defender.
Ryan
Hits a
Applegate.
wide open Reese Andrews who showed patience. He didn't just catch it and shoot it and slam it into the goalie. He threw him a little something, a little bit of a fake, and a great finish by Reese Andrews and the goalie, showing why he's an All-American. Makes the save, runs behind the goal, gets the ground ball, races end to end, finds the open man after dodging and drawing. Great finish by Reese Andrews. 10-2 is our score. He's a weapon. And here's a face-off. Coucher comes up with the ground ball, spins out of trouble. Looks like Maclay might be showing a little bit a little bit, a few signs of being a little bit tired here. Just looks like their middies are, not as aggressive on these ground balls. They've been working. See the same guys up and down the field doing face-offs. Trip Transu's been all game. And now here we are, 7:28 to go. Ponte Vedra. There's Applegate. This is goalie Ryan's twin brother Scott in at midfield. So we have Scott, Eric, and Ryan you'll hear tonight. Eric's the sophomore midi. Now here's Nick Zabuni, 2 goals on the day. Dodging, ducking back under. Here's Reese Andrews. To Lemaster. Up top to Randolph. Zabuni's been feeling it. Does a little pirouette, spins out of trouble. Back to Randolph, who's got the LSM. Splitting back towards the middle. That's a long stick midi. Carries a long pole from midfield. Working it back behind to Andrews. He's got ahead his team. Trying to get topside. Goal line extended. Shot save. No, shot score. Boy, oh boy. Reese Andrews in that first step. And the extra step to get to the middle. Lamba had nothing he could do. He was in good position. He lunged out with his stick up to make the save. And Andrews, because he got to the middle, had a lot of room to score. Maclay's got to have somebody come laying the lumber. I'm not talking about a vicious, goonish hit, but they have to get some body on a guy running from the X position behind the goal, around goal line extended, straight to the front of the goal without any contact. And now it's 11-2, 6:45 to go. Transu comes up with the ground ball. Just when I said he might be tired, he shows stamina and skill picking up that ground ball off of his face-off. Now he does a nice little split. Right hand, looking up, passes it back to X. He had a little look at the cage, pulled it back. Now here comes Maclay, showing a little threat here. Schwartz calling for the ball on the backside. That's Langford. Langford carries, covered by Evan Wiener. One of the best LSMs in the region, the junior. Now he slips and falls. Feed, shot, save Applegate. That was Trip Transu, and Applegate has 2 men. This is a 5-on-3 if they hurry. Upfield to Scott, to Logan Taucher, to Lemaster, down to Andrews. Question mark move shot over the goal. So the 5-on-4, the timing wasn't great, but Maclay played that perfectly, and they got a stick on the shooter's hands. The ball goes wide. Quick restart, Lemaster. Ponte Vedra bench is calling for a slowdown. Get the substitutes on, even though they had a little advantage on that quick restart. You got to keep that defense on their toes. Comes Randolph and Applegate. On with Zabuni at midfield. Andrews, Lemaster, and Boyle on attack. Applegate's got the shorty-on-shorty midfield matchup behind the goal. Dodging, getting topside to the right. Nice little 2-man game over to Lemaster. Lemaster trying to get topside. Good defense right there. Goalie's coming out trying to get a check on. Lemaster feeds backside. That's Randolph. Check. Oh, and he had a nice shot. Did a great job of catching that in traffic and getting a shot off. Just went wide. Ponte Vedra gets the ball. 5:11 to go in the third quarter. Ponte Vedra 11. Maclay 2. That's Zabuni. Carries. Covered by Buckner. Bounce pass. Blocked and picked up by Scott Applegate. Senior Scott Applegate dodging from up top. Well defended by Maclay. He carries it left-handed, penetrates, dishes it off to Reese Andrews. Ball is on the ground. Andrews, now he's got ahead his team coming towards the goal. Feeds it back to X. Ponte Vedra looking for the backside skip pass. It's handled by Boyle. Boyle trying to free up his hands. Dodges back to his right. Shot off the plate. And there's a flag down. A check came in late, and we have a flag down. I believe that's our first flag of the night. First flag of the night with 4:29 to go in the third quarter. And it's not because it's the playoffs and the refs are letting them play. It's just a clean game. And I didn't even see the penalty there. I was watching very closely as Garrett Boyle penetrated, got to the front, a stick came down, checked him, but he still got the shot off the crossbar. But they called a cross check against Maclay. So this is the dangerous Ponte Vedra extra man offense that comes on the field. Up top, we've got Garcia, Leguiza, Taucher, and Boyle. Lemaster on the crease, Scott Applegate behind the goal. So Taucher locked and loaded on the left, Leguiza on the right. Here comes Taucher, over to Boyle. Oh, and a nice cut through the middle. Misconnected on the pass to Lemaster. It's intercepted by Maclay. Good riding, which is defending when in your offensive end when the other team gets the ball. So Ponte Vedra turned it over in their offensive end. The ride is like forechecking in hockey. You want to get the ball back in your offensive end. They do a good job riding. Fake by Legiza. Gets around front. Shot. Score. So he threw a little stick fake just enough to free up a little space to step towards the front of the goal. And Ponte Vedra's putting on a little bit of a clinic here. 12-2, 3:55. There's so many weapons for Ponte Vedra, and they are all clicking here at the end of the season.
Christian Nary.
Different goal scorers.
Nope.
That was Cody Legiza on the goal. Tremendous stick
Cody
fake.
Legiza.
3:55 to go in the third quarter, 12-2. The winner of this game would go on to take on the winner of Lake Highland Prep and Haggerty on Friday. Last score we had from that game was 5-2, Lake Highland Prep over Haggerty at the half. Close game down there, and there's a little trip not called as Toucher comes up with the face-off. It's back on the ground. Ball is up. Schwartz picks it up out of midair. Now he's racing with ahead of steam. We haven't heard much from him. He's trying to get to the front. He's tripped up by Relihan, and he falls into the crease, and they throw a late flag. Schwartz did a nice job of picking up the ball right in front of the Ponte Vedra bench, out of midair, one-handed, raced all the way around to X, had a little alley, dodging to the goal, got tangled up with Relihan, and Relihan's going to serve a tripping penalty. So now we can see this dangerous Maclay extra man. Schwartz and Transu and Chase. Just a lot of weapons here. Stephen Chase, the sophomore lefty, is lined up at goal line extended. Up top we have Transu and Schwartz, along with Berg. And there's a feed to the backside. Ball is on the ground. Fisher Anderson fighting for the ball. Kicks it free. Anderson, nice ground ball work, picks it up. Backhanded flip to Applegate, and that's got to be goalie interference, and they do get the goalie interference call. Brian Applegate was reaching for that ball. He was in the crease. He can't check his stick, so it's goalie interference. But a nice ground ball work in traffic. Fisher Anderson knocked the ball into space, picked it up, did a nifty little backhanded flip to Applegate. He lunged for it. His stick was checked, so that's going to be a free clear. So the free clear signifies that the referee ruled he had possession.
So
the ball is in the goalie's stick. They will call it free clear. So it's a free clear as R.J. Garcia brings it in. Nick DeMasi staying in on offense, being pestered. And the ball comes to Eric Applegate with a head of steam out of the box. This is a decent matchup. But Ponte Vedra is going to call for a substitution as Legiza's coming on and DeMasi's coming off. Eric Applegate steps into the offensive end. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to the North Florida High School Lacrosse Game of the Week on FM 92.5. And there's Legiza. Time and space shot, sails over the goal. Not much of a threat on that shot. Kind of a throwaway shot. Not a bad miss. You have backup, and Reese Andrews was there, and he'll bring the ball in. High pass handled by LeMaster. So LeMaster patiently carrying the ball behind the goal. Right-handed cradle up to Andrews. Eric Applegate to R.J. Garcia with a head of steam. Right-handed down the right alley. Here comes a double. They feed it back to X. Something's got to be open on the backside. Now they skip it across. Ball is deflected, and it's going to go out of bounds off of a Maclay stick. Back to Ponte Vedra. Horn, which is a delayed substitution in lacrosse. Once again, we want to thank all of the people who made tonight's broadcast possible. Bogey Grill in Ponte Vedra. Spencer Lowe, Brian and Carol Lichty, thank you. Frank and Linda Wiener, and John Awak, thanks so much for making this broadcast possible. We hope you're enjoying it. I'm Ray Carnicelli from NorthFloridaLacrosse.com. 12-2 is our score. Ponte Vedra on top, approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Cody Legiza carries it into the offensive end. He's at goal line extended. He's covered by the long pole. Now he's racing through X, trying to get topside. We saw him score from this position earlier. Draws a double, almost a triple team. The ball comes loose towards the midfield line. Great job by R.J. Garcia to pick it up before it reached the midfield line. Andrews dodging from even with the goal line. Getting to the front, running through two sticks. Shot save. Save Lamba. Ball is on the ground. And now a Maclay player is buried on that loose ball. No call. Clean hit from the front. And that was R.J. Garcia just buried a Maclay player. Eric Applegate, trail check by Maclay. Nice job on that trail check by Andres Masferrer. There's going to be a loose ball push called against Maclay.
Pushing call on the Rotters.
Get possession.
Sharks take it on the sideline.
Eric Applegate to Dalton LeMaster. LeMaster just holding. Carrying it through X. Getting to goal line extended, head up, skips a pass across to Leguiza, and he's checked. He took a little too much time winding up. Time and space once again. That time diminished and the space closed down, and nice job by Maclay to get a check in. 1:05 to go, 12-2, Ponte Vedra on top. Reese Andrews coming around goal line extended. Passes it up to Garcia. Skip pass across to Eric Applegate, covered by a short stick. Now Ponte Vedra, they may be going for a last shot here. We're at the 45-second mark now. LeMaster carrying it. Nice check being landed. LeMaster feeds to the backside. Double fake shot, score! Boyle for the hat trick. Boyle knows how to work that crease, and LeMaster drew somebody with 37 seconds left. Another patient finish by Garrett Boyle as he caught it. One fake, two fake.
Sharks
got the
goal by number 25, Garrett Boyle.
13-2 is our score. Finished the last one. 9-8 was our score in that game. 13-2 is our score with 35 seconds remaining. And here's Augie Relihan, picks up the ground ball. Another face-off win for Coucher as he speeds into the offensive end. Back to Boyle. Boyle carrying, beats his man, gets to the front, backside feed, shot, save! Lamba with a terrific save as Dalton LeMaster dropped his stick down low, and Lamba went down and got it. LeMaster, Reese Andrews, left-handed cradle, 10 seconds. He's being a little bit deliberate and patient as the clock ticks down to 5, running out of time. Back through X, 1 second. There's the horn. Ponte Vedra doesn't get the shot off.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
The end of the third quarter. Our score is Ponte Vedra 13, Maclay 2. You're listening to the 2013 North Regional Final on FM 92.5
at West Orange High School in Winter Garden.
Welcome back to the Maclay School in Tallahassee, Florida. Our score is Ponte Vedra 13, Maclay 2 in the North Regional Final of Boys Lacrosse in the FHSAA. Our score here is 13-2 down at Lake Highland Prep. They lead Haggerty 6-3 after 3 quarters of play. Ground ball picked up. On offense comes Maclay. Ponte Vedra just always seems to be in good position off the loose balls. No transition opportunities for Maclay. That was a nice ground ball by Jeff Auger. Now here comes Trip Transu, splitting back to his right. Backside feed to the back post shot. Applegate might have got a stick on that. It sailed over the goal, but a great look on that backdoor sneak. But Applegate was in good position as he normally is. Ponte Vedra back in on defense. Got a horn, so a delayed substitution as Stephen Chase will bring it in, marked by Parker Eastland. If you get a chance, visit our website, northfloridalacrosse.com, to keep up to date on all the news and notes in lacrosse in North Florida. northfloridalacrosse.com. Now here comes Maclay. That's a little withholding by Stephen Chase. A crafty move. He held it against his check. Did not get it called, but ball does come loose. Ball comes back to the goalie, Ryan Applegate. We saw him get an assist earlier. Now the seas part for him once again, and he's racing across the midfield line. He's got Nick DeMasi to his right. Throws a little fake, trying to get to the front of the goal. Shot, save, Lamba. Now here comes the sprint back as Applegate, look at that stride and that speed. He's hustling back, and Lamba did a nice job on the goalie. So a little Braveheart goalie action there. Lamba got down on that one, made a good save. Applegate runs back to his cage, back to the safety of his crease, catching his breath, thinking about what might have been. He's got 2 goals on the season, and he had an assist earlier tonight. And that's a failure of advance. So once again, riding is the process of trying to keep
failure to advance
defense from clearing the
Ponte Vedra
offensive
ball.
end. And Ponte Vedra forced a few too many passes, took too much time. So the Sharks are back on offense. All Sharks tonight. And there's a substitution error for Ponte Vedra. They go off sides. A little sloppy. You know, in a game like this, 13-2, not that costly. But as it gets into the semifinals and finals, they just can't afford any. Now here's an opportunity. Schwartz from distance, sails it wide. Boy, another time and space, stepped into it from about 10 yards.
Wide by
just
Tucker
off the mark. Maclay gets possession. You're not going to get better looks than Maclay got tonight. They probably had 5 great opportunities where they missed a cage, and then Applegate, you got to make the most of your chances because he's going to do a tremendous job on the easy ones. As a goalie and a goalie coach, I've always preached save all the ones you should and half the ones you shouldn't, and that's Applegate to a T. He very rarely lets in garbage. A good defense by Nick Buckley behind the K, forces a pass up top to Javier Masferrer. Now over to Chase, backside. It's controlled by Langford. Langford being harassed by Buckley. There's a shot off the mark once again. There's Fisher Anderson closing in on Schwartz and altered that shot a little bit. Ponte Vedra is so quick recovering and sliding. You think you're open, you got to get it off right away because there's going to be a stick flying at you. And here comes Trip Transu, covered by Nick DeMasi behind the goal. Gets to the goal line extended. Feeds to the backside. He had a man open. I'm not sure that player was ready for that pass. That was Carter Torgerson on the backside, just out of reach. It was a pass on the sideline. So Ponte Vedra will be awarded the ball. Parker Eastland going to bring it in. 9:21 to go. Ponte Vedra 13, Maclay 2. Lake Highland Prep leads Haggerty 6-3 after 3. Randolph clears for the Sharks. Has a catch with Dalton LeMaster. Now it's over to RJ Garcia, who's paired up on offense with Cody Leguiza and Logan Taucher. Getting a run on offense here. We've seen him face off. We've seen him on man up. Now there's a dodge. Penetrate. That's actually Eric Applegate. Blame that one on the dimly lit setting sun here and old eyes. That was Applegate, 21, not 29. Leguiza back to Eric Applegate. He's going to jog it back to goal line extended. Now to Reese Andrews attacking from behind the goal. Looking to get some help. A little bit of a hold there, but he runs through it. Back to LeMaster on the 2-man game. There's a shot. Saved by Lamba. Rebound. Loose in front of the goal. It's swatted in. Goal. Garrett Boyle, number 4. Nope, they're pointing to the crease. He had a toe on that hot crease line, so the goal was waved off. Boyle with a little hockey move on the rebound, saved by Lamba, but it's wiped out. That goal is wiped out, so a quick restart. And Lamba controls as Maclay setting up a clear. And they're shutting off high. The clock is ticking again. Ponte Vedra is really confusing Maclay on the ride, and they force a pass across the midfield line. DeMasi comes in with a check, and that's going to be a push. The referee was reaching for his flag, and now he completely calls it off. He was reaching for his flag. Timeout, Ponte Vedra.
Timeout, Ponte Vedra.
Thought there might have been a flag coming on a push, but we have a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Our score is Ponte Vedra 13, Maclay 2. We're listening to the 2013 Boys Lacrosse Regional Championship game on FM 92.5.
Check.
High school, I'm Ray Carnicelli from NorthFloridaLacrosse.com. Our score is Ponte Vedra 13, Maclay 2. 7:54 to go in regulation here. Ponte Vedra will have the ball as they called the timeout. Picked up the ball off of a loose ball. Eric Applegate is about 5 yards short of midfield. He's going to have to either try to bowl through 2 Maclay players or pass it back to brother Ryan. Nope, he passes it over the midfield line to Parker Eastland, and he sails a high pass handled by the crafty Garrett Boyle. Once again, there's so many different players being involved in this Ponte Vedra offense. Garrett Boyle playing a tremendous game today, finishing and moving that ball. Eric Applegate, right-handed cradle. Got a few different scores coming in I want to share with you. Ponte Vedra Lax is down 12-11 to Bartram Girls Lacrosse. So I know everyone, a lot of people listening to this game are interested in that matchup with 2 state powerhouses in the regional final. Eric Applegate down the left alley, tries to split 2 players, and we have a flag down. Trip. They're going to call a trip. Looks like Applegate tried to leap through and split 2 players, and he went down. Okay, a trip. I guess I can call that a trip. It looked like a guy trying to make an acrobatic move who landed on the deck, but I'm not going to criticize the refs. They've done a great job today, calling what they see and letting the guys play lacrosse. Cody Leguiza on man up. That's Scott Applegate quarterbacking from X position behind the goal, working it around to Toucher. Toucher takes a shot wide, and it's going to be backed up by Scott Applegate. Applegate carries to Leguiza, trying to get that quick ball movement, and RJ Garcia looked like he wanted to let one rip, but he couldn't handle the ball. Goes to the ground. Now it's picked up. Ponte Vedra has it. It's Boyle. Applegate behind the goal, pushing goal line extended to Leguiza, to Garcia, to Toucher, just swinging it around. Look for the back door. There's Applegate. Shot. Score! Scott Applegate score from Logan Toucher. So that Ponte Vedra ball movement, trying to keep the ball moving faster than the defense. Defense did a good job recognizing the passes up top, but as soon as Scott Applegate slid behind the goal on a backdoor sneak, caught it left-handed, fired it back behind Lambo.
We'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Garcia on his birthday today, 12 years old.
Ponte Vedra, man up goal, 14-2. Going to travel to Orlando Friday night for a date with the winner of the Maclay, the Lake County Prep Haggerty game. The Ponte Vedra looks to avenge this loss to Maclay, and if it ends up being Lake Highland Prep, that's the only other team to beat them this season, and it was a close game. Ponte Vedra jumped out to a 4-0 lead before Lake Highland Prep got their bearings and raced past the Sharks, but I'm sure the Sharks would love to avenge that game as well. I think they're fully capable. Scott Applegate, the goal scorer from attack, now in at midfield. Back to Randolph. Behind the goal to Reese Andrews. So Ponte Vedra's in an open set right now. That means there's no man on the crease. You just have a big circle offense. There's Andrews running through some nice checks from Maclay. Gets it up top to Zabuni. To Randolph. 5:56 to go. Zabuni stepping in, drawing. Very quick first step. He's dangerous. I love the way he plays. I like the fact that he's gotten in the offense today. Number 3, Zabuni controls over to Applegate. I wouldn't call this a stall yet. The referees might, and now Ponte Vedra throws an errant pass, goes out of bounds, and it's going to be turned over to Maclay. I believe that the referees were getting close to calling, putting on a stall warning there. I saw them kind of look at each other, make a little eye contact. It looked like it was about to be a stall, but Ponte Vedra throws a sloppy pass, one of the few on the season. Now in at attack for Ponte Vedra, Miles Silva and Nicky Carnicelli, along with Garrett Boyle. There's Stephen Chase from Maclay, penetrating left to right, back to his right. Save Applegate.
Save by Applegate, shot by Stephen
Boy,
Chase.
that was a nice save. Applegate held his pipe to the short side, forced that shot back to the far side, and had the ability to anticipate it coming. Now here comes Ryan Applegate, the goalie. Saw him get an assist earlier today. He's got a little bit of room. Looks like he wants to go off to the races. Now he's across the midfield line, little face dodge. He's under pressure, carries, uses that long stride and protects his stick. Now he dishes it off. That's Boyle. Boyle carrying. Got Carnicelli behind the goal. Carnicelli sets a pick for Boyle. Boyle gets free to the right. Over to Relihan. Oh, opportunity for Silva on the crease. Tried a little backhand flip. It was an opportunity. He was open. It was a good look to the feed to the crease. And there's a long outlet pass to the midfield line. That's Schwartz coming all the way up to get it with a head of steam. He wants to get to the goal. Head up, surveying the field, and nothing. Ponte Vedra recovering like they've done so well all season. Just not a lot in transition because they recover so well. Called getting to the hole or getting to the dot, that space in front of the goal. You get to that spot, clog up the middle, then find the open cutter. Good switch off for Ponte Vedra. There's an opportunity. That's Transu. Shot, save, Applegate closing down that near side once again, getting his big body in front of it. Makes a save. Now some adept stick handling. And looks like he's lost a glove. And the referee recognizes that he lost his glove, and he calls an equipment timeout. He traveled about 40 yards from behind the goal all the way up, approaching the midfield line without a glove. He's just so valuable because he can make the stop, gets the ground ball, makes the clear, assist today. Just so smart when you can own possession like that. One-man show. There's Garcia to Carnicelli. Carnicelli going to take a little run at it. Dodges to his left. Under heavy pressure. Passes it back to X to Boyle. Here comes Boyle. Left-handed cradle. Feeds to the crease. Low feed. It's on the ground. Rolling towards the midfield line. It's picked up by Garcia. Garcia and Applegate. There's Garcia to Carnicelli. Carnicelli trying to dodge. Back down under. Left hand. Pulls it out patiently. Heavy pressure. Stick check right to the gloves of Carnicelli. Dishes it to Garcia. Shot. Saved by Lamba. What a great shot. You know, we saw a couple sneak by him low earlier, but he's definitely seeing the ball a lot better. Gained a little confidence with those saves. I know he's led in 14 goals today, but he's looking sharp here in the second half. Good save, good outlet pass. Here comes Maclay, feed to the crease, and the feed gets through, and it's a goal. So that's a goal for Jeff Auger. He had a man open on the crease. It was a low pass intended for Andrew Killinger, but Auger kind of one of those slow balls when you're a goalie. You're looking at it, you're expecting a guy to catch it, and you're expecting to react to that catch and shot, and the ball just works its way through. And that's actually not Applegate in the goal anymore. Applegate is out. So we've got a new goalie, and that's number 8 for Ponte Vedra. I believe that's Colin Peaks. He's not on the roster here, but can recognize him. That's Colin Peaks in the goal. So those are tricky. As I mentioned before, I did a little goaltending in my day, and in a game like this, 14-3, he'll probably catch some good-natured teasing on that, but it's so difficult. I used to call those the slow balls. You take like 3 swings at it, and just you can't get to it. There's Cecil Holly with the clear. Boyle, ball is on the ground. Comes up Maclay. Maclay with the ball, heading into the offensive end, approaching the 2-minute mark of the game. We've got a whistle, and we have a timeout, Maclay. So we'll take a break. 14-3 is our score. 2:15 remaining in the game. You're listening to the 2013 Boys High School Lacrosse Regional Final on
Another
FM
first
92.5.
for the Marauders and a first for Tallahassee. This is still time to visit Meredith Hunter in the concession stand.
Please visit FHSAA.org for state championship series, times and dates, locations, broadcast, and ticket information. You're listening to the High School Boys Lacrosse North Region Championship Series. St. Andrews has already punched their ticket to the Final Four once again. Ponte Vedra are looking to go for the 3rd time in 3 consecutive years, leading 14-3, 22 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the game. So Ponte Vedra once again being very aggressive on defense. They do have some new players in there. And here's a nice move in Transu. Sails one past Colin Peaks.
Shot by Transu wide, Marauder ball.
Backed up by Maclay. That's Luke Langford going to bring it in. Now he flips it for the restart over to Transu. Now Langford's open. He's got a little head of steam coming around goal line extended. Augie Relihan closes quickly. Trying to get down under. Here's a shot. Save! Off the pipe. Colin Peaks made a save. They let that crease violation go by. Peaks with a nice save. Transu controls behind the goal. Covered by John Harding. Right-handed cradle. Shot. He might have got another one of that. Peaks comes up high. Looks like the ball deflected over the goal. So Colin Peaks back-to-back saves. Good opportunity for Ponte Vedra to get some playing time for some of these players that haven't played that much today. And here's Nick Buckley. We've seen him all day. Here comes a double team. Schwartz trying to get inside, forces a pass over the top. It goes across the midfield line. And that's going to be an offsides call against Applegate, Scott Applegate. So the ball's awarded back to Stephen Chase for Maclay. 14-3, 1:12 to go. Chase. And there's a shot. Save! Great save by Colin Peaks. Outlet pass, loops it up, perfect in stride. Ball is on the ground. Now it's picked up by Augie Relihan. So another great save by Colin Peaks. Racing into the offensive end. Flip to Applegate. Shot, score! Scott Applegate! Great passing, Augie Relihan. And that started at the defensive end by the goalie, Colin Peaks. Hit Relihan. Relihan raced down, found an open Scott Applegate on the crease, turned, sailed it past the goalie. Lamba and Applegate's on the board. 15-3 is our score.
Right here, on your desk. Go ahead, Evan. Let's go.
So Ponte Vedra heading towards Orlando for a date with the winner of the Lake Highland Prep Haggerty game. It's a face-off violation. That was Tommy DeStella taking the face-off. Moved a little too soon, so Trip Transu is going to come up with the ball. Under a minute to go in the game. That's Transu looking for Schwartz. Transu from distance. Ball's deflected. Bounces wide of the goal, and it's going to be controlled by Maclay. They're going to get a possession here. Stephen Chase is going to bring it in with 35 seconds to go in regulation. In the game, I should say. 15-3 is our score. Langford carries against John Harding. Flips a pass. Harding did a nice job of getting his cross in there and irritating that passer, and the ball gets loose across the midfield line. Comes Parker Eastland. Parker Eastland towards the goal. Goalie's coming out now, all the way 10 yards out. Ball is loose, picked up by Carnicelli. Nice pass by Carnicelli to Boyle, and they're going to let this thing run out. Under 10 seconds to go. Goalie's out on a double team. Cage is empty. And there's Boyle just going to run it out. Had an opportunity to sell it to the goal, and Ponte Vedra wins. Ponte Vedra will go on to the state Final Four, which will be held in West Orange, Florida on Friday night. Visit FHSAA.org for more championship series information. For all your lacrosse news and notes, visit northfloridalacrosse.com.
We'd like to thank Coach Jones
on Twitter
and his staff for a memorable season.
I appreciate all of our sponsors and supporters for bringing this game to us tonight.
And we'd like to wish Ponte Vedra the best of luck.
We want to thank the Lichty family,
and advancing
the AWOD
to the next
family,
round of the state
Frank and
championship.
Linda Wiener, along with Spencer Lowe. I want to thank